Hello, my name is Elizabeth Wilkerson, and I am here to present my PBL, my project based learning with STEM embedded. And here you can see my lesson plan. The title is New Outdoor Seating for the Middle School, and this is an actual lesson plan that a coworker and I have actually talked about doing. We have some math standards that deal with ratio of the area, some real world math problems, and finding the area of not only the possible picnic tables that the children will create, but also the area in which the picnic tables will go into. Some of the other STEM based standards would be science, talking about renewable and non renewable resources, and also using materials that are ecosystem friendly, and we will also be using the scientific method to incorporate into the lesson as well. The ELA standards that I have chosen are basically deals with the writing and the speaking that goes along with the project, and that's what all of these are. All these standards, as you can see, are sixth grade standards, but they can be easily adapted to other grade levels as well. Going down through here, the lesson objectives: students will work together to determine the types of seating. Now, this is already going to be kind of predetermined, or at least we're going to sway the students to go with wood built picnic tables. The size and the shape of the picnic tables can be determined and researched. This is also going to be something that's already been talked about with the principal and has been pre-approved in some locations, but the students are going to have a little bit of diversity that they can choose from within this that has already been approved. Students will also determine if the resources that they're going to be used are non-renewable or renewable. We will be using wood. That's what it will be determined. Students will determine how many seats that can fit into the area, and this is where the area formulas come into play. Students will determine the area of the tops of the tables to help determine the ratio of how many tables will fit into the space, and students will be required to write up and present their argument of the need of the outdoor seating to the principal in order to get approval for the project. Again, project's already been approved, but just to get these students out and talking and speaking in front of people is a goal here. We also have some assessments description. We're going to have a quick slip that talks about renewable and non-renewable. We're going to be using the area formulas and measurements, and also their speaking abilities. And here we're going to have some, they're going to be drawing out and be given some possible scenarios on paper pencil, and they're going to have to work out the areas of those, the not only the area that is chosen, but the picnic table area itself. And then here we have some possible feedbacks. Just basically redirecting and reteaching as needed. Make sure the students are understanding and aware of what is being asked of them. We have some differentiation here, reading the material, shortening the amount of problems, videos to help finding area if the students are having trouble, a review lesson on renewable and non-renewable sources, and a list of specific websites to use in order to research the types of picnic tables that can be built. So that way they're not just having to Google and going to all kinds of different websites themselves. So the hook is we're actually going to get outside. We're going to walk around the school. Our school is fairly new. We consolidated 2 years ago, so the school itself, being a full-fledged middle school, is rather new. And so getting the kids out, walking around the school, maybe seeing some angles of the school that they never have, and letting them jot down some ideas of where they might want this, why they might want it here, just to present as well. And so here are the instructional procedures. We're going to talk about renewable and non-renewable sources. That's the science standards. Why they would choose. Obviously, we're going to get to where we're going to choose wood, but why would work in our ecosystem? We live in a rural setting, so not only is it going to be eco-friendly, but it's also going to mesh with our surroundings, our environment. Here's a quick slip that I've spoke about, and then just reading the questions to the kids if needed be. Then we're going to actually determine the area of the space that's chosen. That way we can later on determine the area of the picnic tables and how many can fit in there as far as the ratio. Again, some scaffolding to determine the shape of the outdoor space, if need be, given area formulas if needed, those types of deals. Then they're going to research types of seating made from wood, so it doesn't have to just be the standard picnic table. Students will need to figure out the dimensions, like I said, of the picnic tables, and then they're going to present to the principal for approval. And like I said, that's already going to be there. After the amount of seating and the determination, the shapes, the kids are actually going to build these picnic tables. The power tools, for the most part, other than maybe, drill and impact drill, are all going to be used by an adult. So safety is being taken into account. And then here we have the ways the scientific method is being used. Defining the question, where and what kind of outdoor seating, make a prediction, students talk and discuss on where the best place is, gather data, so that's where the research comes into play, analyze the data, will it fit, doing the area, and then drawing conclusions, and that's where the writing portion is coming into play. So here we have, for closure, we're actually going to draw the conclusion of the scientific method, and this will help bring together all the steps that the students had to do to create their project-based learning in utilizing STEM. But also, I want the students to write up kind of like a journal entry on how they felt about them giving back to their school, and by giving something that's going to be there for years to come and other students coming up will be able to use as well. Here's the resource material. So we have a checklist of materials. Teacher will need to have the principal's approval, donations of wood and screws, Lowe's, Home Depot, Ace, all of those places are great to get some donations from. The blueprints of the picnic tables might be something that you need to have on hand. Circular saw, screwdrivers, drill, impact driver, sander, sealant, or paint to finish out the picnic tables. And then the students will need paper, pencil, computer, safety glasses, gloves, wood, screws, and tape measure. And again, a lot of these are going to be provided by the teacher, but they're going to be more of the ones that they're going to use. And then the technology that's going to be used in this lesson is a computer and internet will be used to research different designs and types of wood based on picnic tables. And a computer will be needed for the students to actually make a PowerPoint program that will be used to present their ideas and findings to the principal. So again, this is actually a lesson plan that a fellow teacher and I have talked about using. We don't know if we're going to be able to use it in class or if we will be using it in like an RTI club setup. But it's definitely something that we've talked about last year, even before I had this class. So I was really excited to actually write this up and have something in hand. So